Imagine waking up 5 years from now, looking at your bank account and realizing you've built $1 million of wealth, all while keeping your 9-to-5 job. That sounds impossible maybe, but today I'm going to show you 3 real paths that can make it happen, and you'll see them unfold through the stories of Robert, Stacy, and Kim, so stick around. By the end of this video, you'll understand how Robert used rental properties to build passive income, how Stacy grew her wealth lending private money, and how Ken scaled fast through real estate syndications. Stick with me because I'll reveal exactly how each of them started small, took smart steps, and are now on the path to millionaire status. Plus, I'll show you how to start implementing these strategies even if you're juggling a full-time job. So first, let me introduce Robert. He's like most of you. He's saving diligently. He's frustrated that his 9-to-5 income isn't enough to really build real wealth. But by taking one bold action, he turned a tiny rental property into a system that pays him month after month. Meanwhile, Stacy felt stuck in her slow-growing investments, and she discovered a way to lend money privately, legally and safely, and is now making returns that her 9-to-5 could never even match. And Ken wanted a bigger leap, so he actually leveraged syndications to invest alongside experienced teams, tapping into deals that were previously out of reach. I'll show you how each of them started with what they had and why you can too. Robert started small, a single rental property with modest cash flow. The key, he didn't chase fancy homes or high-risk flips. He was just really focused on cash flow. He analyzed neighborhoods carefully, he calculated expected rent versus mortgage and expenses, and he made a smart offer. Here's the secret: even one rental, properly chosen, becomes a cash flow engine. And stick around because later I'll show you how Robert recycled that first property into multiple rentals, compounding his wealth faster than most even realize. Stacy really wanted to grow faster but didn't want to manage multiple properties herself. That really actually scared her, the idea of having to deal with tenants and toilets and that sort of thing. So she started lending money to other real estate investors, earning interest on secured loans. Now, she vetted borrowers carefully, she used legal agreements to protect her capital, and began earning between 8 to 12% returns while continuing to stay at her 9-to-5 job. Stacy's first $10,000 loan seemed pretty small, but by reinvesting the interest and repeating the lending process, she created a predictable, passive cash flow stream. And later, I'll reveal how she scaled to 6 figures without ever managing a single tenant. Now, Ken, on the other hand, he wanted exponential growth. I've talked about exponential growth on this channel quite a bit, and he realized he couldn't do it alone, so he joined a real estate syndication, pooling his capital with experienced investors. He contributed what he had, trusted the track record of the syndicators that he was working with, and gained access to deals that required hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity. Ken's first syndication taught him one crucial rule, which is how to spot the right deals and avoid the pitfalls that destroy beginner investors. Now stick around because I'll share that rule with you in just a moment. Here's where things get interesting. All 3 started small, but each took different paths. Robert's cash flow from rentals allowed him to reinvest and buy a second property within 2 years. Stacy's private lending strategy let her compound returns without lifting a single hammer or having to deal with the headaches that tenants can sometimes be. And Ken's syndication deals positioned him for multi-million-dollar growth even while still working his 9-to-5 job. Quick question for you: which story feels the closest to your current situation? Comment below while you watch this. I'm really interested in to hear feedback from where everyone is in their journey. Now, the common thread, each of them followed 3 principles you can start using today. Number 1 is start with what you have. Don't wait for perfect credit or a huge bank account. People get so caught up in trying to wait for the right moment. They want to time the market out. They want to wait till they have a certain amount built up. They want to try to work on getting their credit up. Like, don't wait. I talk on this channel all the time about taking massive imperfect action, and I talk about how you want to be doing while you learn. Number 2 is you want to reinvest consistently. Let your money work for you instead of just sitting in a savings account. You really have to have that sort of that mindset shift that you're going to be letting that money go to work for you, not you're working for your money. Even though you still got your 9 to 5, which is great, you want to think about your investment dollars as little soldiers out there going to work for you. And number 3, you want to leverage others. So whether that's tenants, whether that's borrowers, whether that's syndications, you can leverage others in order to help you scale faster while you continue your 9 to 5 job. Now, in just a few minutes, I'm going to break down the exact first steps that each of them took so you can start taking action as well, even if you wanted to start this very week. All 3 of them started small and they started smart. Robert found a rental under market value. He ran the numbers conservatively and he bought it with a manageable down payment. He didn't try to overextend himself or anything like that. He was smart and he was basically starting with what he had. Stacy, she ended up, like I said before, she lent the $10,000 on a secured note. She reviewed all of the legal protections and got paid that interest every single month without having to deal with tenants. And Ken, with joining that first syndication, he had just enough to meet the bare minimum. There are requirements for most syndications. You have to have a minimum amount, and oftentimes you have to qualify in order to invest in a syndication as someone that is an investor. There's some different qualifications. Some of them you have to have a certain income requirement or a certain net worth. Others you don't necessarily, so you'll have to check on that. But that first syndication, he had just enough to meet the minimum, and he studied that sponsor's track record to make sure that they knew what they were doing, and he watched the deal grow and grow over time. The key takeaway is you don't need millions to start building wealth. You need a strategy, you need discipline, and you need the courage to take that first step. If you want me to walk you personally through which path fits your situation, or just answer questions that you have about investing in real estate in general, then sign up for my upcoming free Q&A session. Now, space is going to be extremely limited to this, and I'll put the link in the description below where you can sign up for this. And if space fills up and you're not able to get on this one, or if you just aren't able to make it for whatever reason, no worries. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can catch the next one whenever I open it up. I'm putting content out each and every single week on this channel, and if this is a success, I'll end up hosting some more of these in the future. Here's the truth. Building $1 million net worth on a 9 to 5 salary isn't magic. It's strategy, it's focus, it's consistent action. Robert, Stacy, and Kim all started small, and they faced challenges, of course, along the way. And they made smart moves, and now they're on the path to financial freedom. The question is, which path will you take? Start today, and 5 years from now, you could look back at this exact moment as a turning point in your life. As always, I appreciate you watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.